Hi, Kat. Thanks for joining me from Canada. So exciting to meet you.
You too.
So I just wanted to do this little interview today just to see what Creatrix has done for you and who's benefited from that. So how long ago did you actually get introduced to Creatrix?
I think I saw it first in an ad in 2018 or something like that. And then I was like, oh, I have to do that. I have to do that. But I just wasn't ready yet. And then in 2019, um, I was like, okay, I need to do this. And the reason that I was looking for it is because I've always been a healer. And I just love helping people. And I was on my own journey of healing, and I would get really amazing results with the techniques that I had. But it was kind of like, I just felt like it wasn't ever helping in a huge way. Right. And it was like, there was always more. There was always more stuff. And I felt like that with me too. So I was doing incredible work and having all these experiences and having all these healings. And I was like, yeah, wow, that was amazing. And it was kind of temporary relief, for felt more like an experience, It's like, oh, that's great. But my life is still shit.
Mm.
Something's still wrong. And I just felt like something's still wrong with me. Right. And I didn't know what it was. And so then I saw the ads for Creatrix, and I was like, now that sounds interesting. I've never ever heard of anyone ever guaranteeing anything that they do. Right. And so I went, wow, she is really confident. And there was just something in me that was like, and it wasn't just that, it was like something I just felt, I don't know, drawn to it. Right. So I did it in the end of 2019, and I can't even explain how much it changed me. It was the thing I was looking for. I can't tell you how much. It was like the thing. And it finally went really, really deep and got the thing that was wrong with me, right? And that is completely gone now. It's like, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with me. I have, like, I'm not perfect, and I'm, still have my ups and downs, like, but that niggling feeling of not good enough, of like, there's something wrong with me, right? There's something just wrong with me. I'm just not good enough. And
Mm.
that is just gone. And that was incredible for me. And so I was like, everyone has to do this. Everyone. I mean,
Mm.
everyone I know. Everyone has to do this. And so
Yeah.
then I was on a mission to like tell everyone and get as many clients as I could. But it's really difficult to explain to people that this will change your life. And they go, yeah, okay. And you have to do it to get it,
Mm.
right? And how incredible it is. And every single client I've had is blown away. And they come in like, how do you explain it? They come in like feeling really anxious, really scared, really down about themselves, in tears about themselves, just thinking their life is a mess, they don't like themselves, everything's wrong. And at the end of it, they're just like, oh my God, what have you done to me? This is so amazing. I feel so good. And then suddenly everything changes for them. And then everything around them changes because they're different. And yeah, so that's why I do it. That's why I love it.
Mm. It's so rewarding, isn't it? Like seeing a lady come to you for the first time and she has this heaviness about her. There's just, yeah, she just has this kind of way that just isn't aligned with who she can be. And you can just
Yeah.
see it, you can feel it. She knows it's there. She doesn't maybe specifically know what it is. And then, we do a few sessions with them and they just walk out like a completely different person to the person that we first met.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
Exactly. And the relief that they have, like, I've had clients who've had extreme anxiety, but they didn't even know it. Like, they did, but they didn't know how bad it was until it's gone. And then they're like, oh, and you can breathe again.
mm,
Like, for me, that, like, I know how corny this sounds, right? But you know how everyone like talks about inner peace and stuff, right? And I was like, no, I could never get what that meant. But after I had Creatrix, I was like, I get it now. It's like, oh, I think this is it. I feel it. It's like there is just this peace in my head. Like there's none of this noise, none of this negativity, none of this worrying and spiraling. And it's like I just feel calm. And that is the best thing ever. Just the peace and the calm that you get from it. And I always remember there was something Maz told us about the nothing box. Did you watch that?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So how the
Yeah.
men have the nothing box where they sit there and what are you thinking about? Nothing.
Ah,
And I was like, how the hell do you do that? Right. I could never think of nothing. And then one day after I had Creatrix, I was sitting there and I went, I'm thinking about nothing. And then I went to myself and just sat there for it. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And then I was like, what's
so
wrong with
peaceful.
me?
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
so nice to be able to access that space now just whenever you need it.
Yeah. Yeah. The quiet
Yes.
mind.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I can totally relate to what you were just saying about that inner peace thing, because I've also done a lot of work on myself. And this was one of the things that happened for me as well. And I was like, what are they talking about? How do you access it? You have all the answers within. Yeah, cool. Thanks for that.
Blah,
That's
blah, blah.
great. What are you? And you never tell us how to access it. You just tell us that we've got it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
Yes.
and then once I did this, I'm like, okay. I so get this now. We actually really do, but we also need to know how to access it. So thanks,
That's right.
Maz. Yes. Oh, wow. And at that
Exactly.
deep subconscious level that,
Yeah.
yeah, that we need.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. So who else has been impacted by you doing this work?
Do you mean like my immediate surroundings or the clients or
Yeah, go for it. All of it.
okay? um, well, I think like other than me and my relationships, so the people around me. So for instance, my husband, he luckily didn't know me before Creatrix. So he's never actually seen me how I used to be, which is quite interesting.
Ah,
So he's never seen me as the parent that I used to be as well.
okay.
So my kids, I used to be like one of those, how do you explain, like a screaming banshee mom, right?
Mm,
I would just, I had the right intentions. Like I never wanted to yell at my kids, and I don't believe in hitting. I don't believe in, I believe kids are human, and you've got to, they deserve to be heard, and they're human beings. They're not just kids, right? And I was really into like, I love the whole conscious parenting thing. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I was like, I would lose my shit all the
mm,
time. Like my stress levels would just go through the roof and I would just lose it. And I would scream at them, or the worst thing that would happen to me is that I would actually shut down, like completely shut down, end up catatonic in my bedroom on my bed, just going, I'm done. And my two boys going, Mom, are you okay? And I'd be like, go away, just leave me alone, go. And then they'll be like, oh, and sort of scared into behaving themselves because mum's just blown a circuit. She's
mm.
not functioning anymore, right? And so that would happen to me quite regularly. And so my husband has never ever seen this, right?
Yeah.
He's never seen me in this state at all. So when I did Creatrix, it was more I wanted to learn it to do it for other people. And it wasn't until like a couple of months afterwards that I realized, I looked at how I was with my kids, and I looked at the fact that I hadn't had one of those episodes. I hadn't had any more. Like, and I still haven't. Like it was gone, completely gone. So I used to get like freaked out about cooking dinner time. it was such a stressful time for me. And I would do that thing and freak out and not be able to make a decision, and then judge myself about not even be able to cook dinner, and end up on my bed catatonic, crying. I'd screamed a bit at my kids, and it was quite horrific, right? That experience for me and for my kids, right? But since I had Creatrix, my stress levels and my ability to control my emotions and just do what I got to do, right, and make those decisions so easily now. And so my kids have got a totally different mum now. I am so chilled and so relaxed, and I don't yell at them. I don't lose it at them like ever. I just don't get triggered anymore, right? So my kids have this really loving chill which is awesome for them. Whereas before I wasn't like that. So
wow.
yeah.
Wow. So they'd be very grateful for Creatrix as well.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, they are.
fantastic. Fantastic. And if you had any words to say to some ladies that are watching this and they're considering doing Creatrix, what would you say to them?
It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It is the best thing that you'll ever do for yourself, ever in your life. You'll never regret it. Like it's it's like the best money you'll ever spend, it's the best time you'll ever invest, and it's the best thing you'll ever do for yourself, for your family, for everyone around you, for your career, for your fur babies, for your everything. It's incredible, and it's really hard to describe it unless you actually try it. But I like how you said it's about being able to access that wisdom within. Like, it is the key. It is that key. It's the process to access that wisdom that everyone talks about, all the gurus talk about, and it's like the key to everything. But like I said, instead of just meditating and going into that doesn't work. It doesn't work. And you can't just will yourself to do it. That doesn't work. But Creatrix, it works.
It does work. There's so many of us that have had these amazing results. And it's not even the big things, it's the small everyday things that we do differently, that we react to differently, that make the massive impact that this is doing. Like it, yeah. Just the small things, the accumulation of the small things that are making the difference.
Yeah. And the work that I used to do, I worked with healers. And so they would always be playing small, holding themselves back and not stepping out, like, and being who they truly are here to be, basically. And so when they take them through Creatrix, their careers would take off. Not everyone was like, oh, now I'm super famous. And, it's not about that. It's not about becoming something that you aren't, but it's about becoming all that you actually are and getting out of your own way. And so every single person that I've worked with has stepped into their career and actually started doing the thing that they were meant to be doing. And that would just fill me with excitement and joy when I see them actually doing the stuff and trusting themselves, like, to know what they're doing. And even when it's not about knowing everything, but it's about knowing that, you'll figure it out, right? You'll just figure it out, and it's okay. And the biggest thing is knowing that everyone's making it up as they go along, right? Yeah. We're all just human beings having a go and just doing the stuff, right? There's no one who is not human, right? We're equal, and feeling that equalness is amazing. That was a very, very huge shift for me, because I did my Creatrix, and then I joined this business group, and I looked around with different eyes. I went, oh my God, they're all just like me. There's nothing special about these successful people. They're just people, and they don't have it perfect. They're no different from me. And that was that was powerful when that realization dropped for me, and I could really feel it.
And once that filter of I'm not good enough has gone, you can see through different eyes.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. When that little naggy voice in your head is saying, I can't do it, and I'm not good enough, and they're better than me. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that when that voice is gone and you just do the do. You
Yeah,
just do it.
yeah. Yeah,
You know?
you do. Do
Yeah.
the do.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just doing the do.
And it's exhausting hearing those voices all the time.
Oh,
Like, I don't
yeah.
even think we understand how heavy it is operating from that space all the time, saying
Mm,
the different variations of I'm not good enough on
yeah.
repeat, on
Yeah.
repeat. So
And it
it's
makes you like keep going.
no, no, you go.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, it's exhausting in that sometimes it can also manifest as perfectionism. And sometimes perfectionism can also manifest as procrastination. I can't do it perfect, so I'm not even going to try.
Mm.
And that was my thing with cooking dinner for my kids, right? But also because I'm like, I have to do it. I have to do it really well, right? And when I was studying at university, I was like, I had to get really good grades and I had to study and I had to be not the best, but I had to do as the best I possibly could. And I couldn't do any less, right? And so when I did Creatrix, I was actually really worried because all of a sudden I couldn't feel any stress whatsoever around studying or exams or uni. And I was like, am I going to fail? Because I'm not, I thought I had to feel stressed. I thought I had to like constantly study. I thought I had to do that to do well, right? But what I did was I set myself a plan and I said, okay, I'm not going to stress outside this time. This is my study time. This is my life. Whereas I used to go, it's all study time and I can shove a bit of life in there, right? I had it backwards.
Mm-hmm.
And so I I had this exam come up and I was on the train on the way. Actually, it was late. The train was late. And normally that would spin me out, right? I'll be like going to this story, I'm gonna fail, I'm not gonna make it, how should I get there? And I'll be calling someone to come pick me up, or how could I get there instead? Instead, I just relaxed. A train came and I got on the train. And then the train broke down and we had to get into another train, right? Normally I would be losing it, like losing it, right? I'm on my way to an exam and this is all going on. Anyway, I was just like, I had my study notes and normally I'd be cramming to the last minute, cramming. I actually just closed the book and went, I'm good. And it was so weird. I'm like, who am I? What's going on here? What is going on? And then I got there with like no time to spare, right? And I hand my ID in and they went, you're late. Like he was trying to make me scared. And I went, oh, the train was late, right? Whatever. So I didn't even react to that.
Yeah,
And
wow.
then I sat down to do my exam and they said, perusal time is over. Start now. And that means I lost like 15 minutes, whatever. And I just went, huh, oh, well. And I went, I'm going to peruse anyway. And so I just perused it. And that is unusual for me because I normally would have this big freak out going in my head and I would have played the whole scenario of the morning over and over and I wouldn't have been able to focus on my exam. And I would have been, oh. Instead, I was just like really calm. And I even saw this one question I didn't know and I just laughed, went, what? I know myself, I'm going to fail because I am not like, I'm not stressing. I'm just not putting enough effort in, right? That
Yeah.
stress equaled effort for me.
Uh-huh.
I did better than I had done ever before.
Wow.
Yeah. And I had all that stress, like normally it would send me into such a spin.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was so calm, so calm. It was amazing. And I got better results. So, yeah.
You get
That
better
was massive.
results from the calm space.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Oh, that's phenomenal. That is so cool. And yeah,
Yeah.
so many stories, so similar. Like we just get out of
Yeah.
our own way.
That's right. You
Yeah.
don't have to stress and you don't have to push yourself to perfection. It's like when you've got that hanging over your head, you actually do worse, you know? You
Mm.
can't think straight, and sometimes you don't even try because you can't be perfect. And so I'm just so relieved to have that gone now. Now I just go, it's better done than perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
And if you had a couple of words to just sum this up, what would you say?
How do you sum it up? Oh gosh. I don't
Put
know.
you on the spot there. A couple of words. I'm a lady. I don't have a couple of words.
No, I got a couple of thousand stories.
Tell me a story.
Right. But it's just, it's it is just completely freeing. Like it will free you from yourself. You know, your self limitations, and it will help you find peace, like nothing you've ever known, and it lasts. Like it doesn't go away. I'm not saying that, you know, your life is suddenly perfect. Like that is not true. Okay, that will never be true, but you can handle it. You just go, okay, right, what do I have to do? And like it's almost like being a bloke. You know how they just don't get thrown around by stuff, and we would like tend to go whoa and catastrophize and whatever. But now you can just go, whoa, that's big. Okay, come back to center. What do I need to do? And that is priceless, absolutely priceless, especially now in the world that we're facing and all the crap that's going on. You really need to be strong in yourself and in your own center and find your own truth. And this is the way to do it.
Thank you
How's
so
that?
much, Kat. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. So nice to connect with you in Canada. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night, and I will
Thanks for
connect.
having me.
You're welcome. I look forward to seeing you and talking to you again soon.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.